this is the second part of our video on how to complete the square. And if you're just joining us, you really should go back and do part 1, where we expanded and multiplied out 2 times x plus 5 squared minus 41, and where we started completing the square. We actually are almost done. We just ran out of time, so we needed to start our next video. So our last step that we did was we had 2x squared plus 10x plus 25, and then negative 50 plus 9. So on our next step, what we're going to do is the last thing we need to do to get back to this step here, which is we're going to do negative 50 plus 9, which should hopefully give us negative 41. Right, so our instruction for that step is going to be that we collected the like terms outside the bracket. All right, we are almost finished. We've got one more to go here. We've now got the 2x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 41, and it's hard to believe, but it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to get from here to here, just because we didn't know that it was 50 minus 41 that gave us the 9. So from here, all we have to do is factor. That's what's going on here, right? We split the 10 into 5 and 5, and then we factor to finish off. So our last step that we're going to fill in here is that you want to factor that bracket to figure out what's going to go in there. So in order to put what goes here, I actually need to do the factoring. So I have x squared, so I'm going to write factor the bracket. So x squared plus 10x plus 25 is what I currently have. And normally we look for two numbers that multiply to 25 and add to 10. But we've actually already found those numbers. Those were the numbers that we found on this step here. We discovered that the two numbers that multiply to 25 and add to 10 were 5 and 5. So you don't need to re-find the numbers. You can reuse the ones from that step there. So I know that the numbers are going to be 5 and 5. I'm going to group the first two, group the second two, take an x out of the first part, we're left with x plus 5, take a 5 out of the second part, we have x plus 5. They both have an x plus 5, so that's going to be x plus 5 times x plus 5, which I can also write as x plus 5 squared. So I'm just going to flip this back down so I can see how much space I have to write on. So I've got y equals 2x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 41, and I now know that that's going to be 2x plus 5 squared, I just factored that, minus 41. Now this last tab is going to be for shortcuts, and we will talk about those in class. So for now, you're going to want to stick that in your book, and then check out the next video where we have a couple of more examples.